today is what are the challenges for Gibraltar in trying to achieve an environmentally friendly transport and traffic policy or system. And I want to ask you, Jamie, as an individual who is a user of public transport, whether you think that the biggest challenge for Gibraltar is a physical or an infrastructural problem, or do you think the challenge in moving from more autonomous and individual forms of transport to perhaps less motorised and more public forms is more a societal problem?
I think Nina mentioned the physical and infrastructural aspects, and there's no denying that in Gibraltar it's a weird shape geographically. You're also going to have many more infrastructural problems than you would in a city or town which is built on a grid on the flat or as a series of concentric circles. It would be much more difficult in Gibraltar to deliver intelligent, efficient public transport. But I mean, I go back to the point I was making at the beginning, which is I think that absolutely the problem is one of attitudes, and I think everyone on the panel has mentioned this. It's about changing attitudes to driving your car, and as long as if we can convince people that they will feel healthier and better, and that their physical urban environment is going to be more pleasant if they ditch their car and use some other form of transport, then they will start realizing that it will be an improvement to their lives. And we have to question why children in school think, well, when I'm 17 I can't wait till I get my motorbike, when I'm 18 I can't wait till I get my Honda Civic with tinted windows so I can drive around Gibraltar. Well, why do I like doing that? There's a reason why children find this sort of thing appealing, and so we have to go to the roots of it and then get people gradually to change their attitudes as they realise it's in their interest. I'm completely in agreement in one sense with Selwyn that we shouldn't try and force anything on anyone. At the same time, when he talks of negative measures, I think that these changes in attitude have to give rise to some kind of punitive measures in terms of tax. We need to change the way that these things are taxed, and governments will only act when attitudes change, and that's crucial.
Jamie, I think, believes that essentially what we need to do is to educate people that they will feel better, that they will feel healthier, that they will be doing good by themselves by using more public transport, by abandoning use of their own autonomous vehicles. I think, unfortunately, that culturally in Gibraltar we're in such a situation that you're going to find it very hard to convince the public of that, because it's something, feeling good and understanding the benefit of it is something that we will only ever achieve if we can incentivize it by making the use of the car in Gibraltar redundant, to the point where they'll think, well, there's no point taking the car out, and when they do actually go out, they'll realize, well, it's not so bad after all. So I think that's possibly one of the approaches we need to consider taking. Then when Jamie mentions punitive measures, in the UK now recently, the budget has revealed certain punitive measures on the anti-crisis of the environment, these big 4x4 diesel gas guzzlers. One of the measures is a raise from £100 to £500 of the annual road tax on one of these vehicles. A punitive measure like that, in my opinion, is entirely worthless for one reason. I don't consider that it makes a difference to a person willing to spend £40,000 on a 4x4, whether he pays £100 a year or £500 a year in road tax. Ultimately, that car will still be on the road. It will enrich the government. And unless those funds are properly applied elsewhere, the problem isn't fixed. And I think that we have to be very careful and very mindful of these type of situations when considering punitive measures.